You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Looking for a great way to commemorate this season's sectionals? Section 5 Athletics is excited to work with Mugs & More to offer a variety of apparel options for each sport and each season. Items include graphics specifically developed to feature the sport and year, including items such as hoodies, hats, pants, and more. Apparel for each season is available for a limited time, so don't miss your chance. Visit section5.org/mugsandmore to see the many options and place your order today.
Good evening and welcome to Honey Falls Lima Central School District. We have a Section 5 Class B semifinal live on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Peter Carosa joined along Steve Bradley for tonight's game between the visiting number 4 seed Palmyra Macedon Red Raiders and the number 1 seed Honey Falls Lima Cougars. Now, Steve, you and I had the luxury of calling this game between these two teams 11 days ago. HFL won that one by a final score of 51-3. HFL had the break last week. Palmac played Batavia. What did Palmac do the last couple days to prepare for this one?
Sure. Well, Palmac has had to retool itself a little bit. There are a couple of injuries. They've been outscored 99-10 in their last 2 games. We talked to Coach Jason Miniman this week. The formula is simple. He thought they had a good game plan, but they didn't have the execution. We're going to look for some ball control out of the Red Raiders, trying to slow down that high-powered Cougars offense. The other problem the Red Raiders had the last time were too many quick 3-and-outs. They fell behind. Their first 3 series were 3-and-outs. HFL scored 3 touchdowns. It was a quick 21-0 lead, 41-0 at the halftime. And the Red Raiders really aren't built to chase, nor is anybody built to chase down 41-0.
So then switching gears to Honey Falls Lima, finishing 5-0 during the regular season, earning that first seed for the first time in school history. Like I mentioned, they did not have a game last week. They had a couple extra days to prepare. They didn't know who they were going to play, but Steve, what did they do to get ready for this semifinal game?
Coach John Russ said they treated it like it was day one of practice. They went back to the basics, just focused really on who they were, and I think that's going to be the message tonight. The Cougars obviously have shown the ability to score a lot of points. Their defense has only allowed 9 points through. They played 4 games, and I think the key for them tonight is to hold on to the ball, not make turnovers, and also avoid bad penalties, and they should, if they do that, it's going to be a tough hill for Palmac to climb.
Now, for you viewers at home, the weather has actually turned. I know earlier here in Honey Falls, we had some rain showers, but it has cleared out, and we have nothing but blue skies, hovering around 47 degrees. Now, what you might hear getting picked up on our mics is that wind. It's roughly about a consistent 18-mile-per-hour breeze coming from the north direction, so we will see if that affects the passing and kicking tonight, as both teams are now lined up, we'll have the national anthem, followed by the coin flip.
Final between the visitors, the 4th ranked.
So the home PA announcer, Pat Fahey, introducing the two teams here tonight. As we mentioned, we have the visiting number 4 seed Palmyra Red Raiders and the home number 1 seed Honey Falls Lima Cougars
versus your home top ranked, undefeated, under the coaching of John Russ, your HFL Cougars.
So you can hear the crowd is gonna be loud early here in this one. We do have fans from both teams in attendance, albeit not as many as we're used to here under the COVID restrictions, but glad to have some fans in attendance and just glad to have football here in the month of April.
We also have some cowbells too, Peter, so you can never have enough of those.
Throughout the contest in the spectators area.
And, you're right about the wind. The other thing is coming from the north. Usually the games we've been here in the past has come from the south, so we'll see how that impacts deep passing and as you said, the kicks.
And the stars and
So we will have
the United States American
national
flag.
anthem played
We'd ask
here
that you please all rise
at
together,
Honey
removing
Falls,
headwear.
and then we'll
As
be
we
ready
honor
for some
America
football.
with the singing of our national anthem, tonight performed by HFL Junior, Will Tomaszewski.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So with that, we are ready for some football. National anthem was sung by junior Will Tomaszewski from Honey Falls Lima.
Really nice job there too by Will. You know, it sets the tone, sets the mood as we get ready for the coin toss. It looks like Patrick Lustig will be representing the Cougars at midfield, along with Jacob Derby 31, Mason Wanzen Reed 9, Colt Green 4, and quarterback Reese Joint 7. Heading to the center of the field for the Red Raiders, we've got Dylan Dollar, who's a two-way starter on the line for them. And Peter, it'd be a good time too to talk about coin flips. Palmac had some good fortune in a coin flip earlier this week just to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, when the regular season ended, there was a three-way tie between Palmac, Newark, and Wayne. So I believe it was Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. They had a coin flip to decide who of the 2 out of the 3 teams would be making this sectional tournament. And the way the coins flipped were in favor of Palmac and Newark. Wayne, unfortunately, the team that didn't have their coin go their way, and as a result, they're out of the tournament. But yeah, crazy. It was crazy, said Coach Miniman on the coin flip. He was actually there in attendance for that at Section 5 headquarters.
And the Cougars are going to get the ball first, and they're going to have the wind with them on this first drive. So this will be critical to see just how fine-tuned the HFL offense is, and if the defensive adjustments that Palmac has worked on in these last few days that have paid off, and they're able to slow them down coming out of the chute.
So again, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is one of 2 Class B semifinals that are currently being played right now. The other between the 2 and 3 seeds, Batavia Blue Devils and Newark Reds, respectively. We'll try and keep the audience at home apprised as to what that score is.
Oh, and I had that backwards. It looked like HFL must have deferred, and they'll be kicking off again to the Red Raiders. So it's going to be just like it was 10 days ago with Palmac getting the ball first.
So kicking for the Cougars, number 21, Xavier Carbonell. He'll be kicking it deep to Palmac. That's Diaz, who's just going to let that bounce out of the back of the end zone. So kicking with the win results in a touchback for HFL. So the Red Raider offense will trot out onto the field here, setting up at their own 20-yard line to start this one.
And taking a look at quarterback, the Red Raiders have played 2 players all year, but it's going to be Aiden Lonenville-Lent getting the start, and that's what Coach Miniman told us he thought he would do.
Yeah, for those who remember the meeting between these two, Lent did get the start against that game against HFL as he goes with the handoff to Reynolds Diaz, who breaks the tackle, still on his feet, up towards midfield, still going the 30, and he's going to be tackled from behind at the 25-yard line. So a big running play for the Palmac Red Raiders to start this one.
Well, that's 58 yards out of the chute. That's the longer play than they had in the whole first game. Huge hole there for Reynolds Diaz. He found the gap, and he showed good speed getting down the field. Great pursuit there by number 9, Mason Wanzenreed, to prevent the touchdown.
So a big first down run for the Red Raiders. Sets them up just outside the red zone here. 11:30 to go in the first quarter. You are watching the Varsity Media Sports Network as we have a handoff to Sam Wiseman for Palmac. He's going to get a minimal gain, looks like about a yard or 2.
Yep, and he ran into Zach Meacham there. Meacham did a good job from the linebacker spot, making that tackle, staying at home. And, when a big play like that happens right out of the chute, the Cougars have to catch their breath a little bit. It's one play. It was bigger than they thought, and they missed an assignment for sure. But now they've got to settle in and play this next set of downs.
On second down, they call Wiseman's number again. He'll fall forward for another couple yards, so it'll bring up third down.
And, that's what Palmac is going to do tonight. I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground. It seems as though that Lent is not their best passer, but he's the best at leading the team right now and keeping the ball in the Red Raiders' hands.
So again, third straight call to Wiseman, and this time he'll only get 1 yard, so it'll bring fourth down. It'll be interesting to see early decision here for Palmac. They do have a good kicker in Brendan Moquin. He hit a 36-yard field goal 2 weeks ago here at HFL. Wind a little bit more of a factor, and it looks like the Red Raiders will elect to take a timeout here to think this one over.
And I think they were leaving the offense on the field there, Peter, and I think that's the right call. The wind coming out of that direction is pretty strong, and we saw the advantage that HFL had on the opening kickoff, and kicking into the teeth of that wind. They've had a nice opening drive. They only need 5 yards, and I think the risk-reward for the first down and a chance at possibly goal to go is higher than the risk or the percentage of making that field goal at the moment.
Yeah, Palmac will prefer to try and get 6 or 7 points out of this possession rather than only 3, as checking the out-of-town scoreboard, and it looks like Batavia has struck first. They are out on the field for an extra point, up 6-0 over the Reds. So a quick score there by Batavia finds them in the lead as the Red Raiders are facing a critical fourth down inside the red zone here at HFL.
And the offense is back out on the field.
The Red Raiders will go for it on 4th and 4.
So they go with the pistol formation. Lent looking towards the sideline for the call from the coach. They're going to change that formation up. And it's going to be a pass play. Lent's going to look, make one man miss, and then he's ultimately brought down. That's number 58, Mitchell Bowling for the Cougars.
Mitchell Bowling has been a beast all season long for HFL. It looked like they were having maybe possibly a screen call there or a little delayed route, and the time just ran out, and Lent didn't have anywhere to go before Mitchell Bowling was in his face. So after a big first play for Palmac, the Cougar defense regroups and turns the ball over on downs.
So now the Cougar offense will have the ball, led by senior play caller Reese Joint. Joint putting up some good numbers through those 4 played games. He finished the regular season with just over 700 yards and 12 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing score. And on their first down play, they are going to throw the ball out to Colt Green, who's not going to be able to bring it in.
And the one thing that the Honeywell Falls Lima offense has been able to do all season long is mix the run and the pass and be successful. The first game against HFL, they got a steady dose of Jacob Derby, the running back, early, and then mix the passing game in later. Coach Russ told us this week that the offense is really predicated on what the defense is giving them. I think they saw an opportunity to get the ball to Colt Green in space there. He just didn't haul it in.
So Cougars come out, trips to the top of your screen. Reese motions Jacob Derby to motion to his left, and it's a pitch play to Derby, and Derby will cut up. He's got some nice blocking in front of him, and he'll be tackled by a gang of Red Raiders at about the 40-yard line. So a nice first down run for HFL.
And that whole side of the field was wide open, Peter. The Derby had a lot of room to run. HFL did a good job at the point of attack, and we talk about all the time manageable situations and the advantages they have with that multifaceted offense. And there they were they got the job done on the ground.
So first down for the Cougars, another pass play. Joint's going to fire over the middle, and that one might have get caught in the wind. He was looking towards Patrick Lustig for the Cougars.
He was, and it's going to be interesting to see how the timing of the routes and the ball sales going this way. Reese Joint has a very strong arm. He's a standout shortstop in baseball. He's going to be playing baseball in college at SUNY Oneonta, and that ball just seemed to take off a little bit on him.
So after the first down incompletion, will bring up 2nd and 10 for HFL.
Looks like they've got a personnel advantage to the bottom of the field.
And this time they go back to that swing pass to Colt Green, and he'll get tackled at midfield. Nice downfield block by Nolan Smith for the Cougars.
And just as Coach Russ mentioned, they look where the numbers were. The numbers were to the bottom of the field. HFL had one or two more offensive players there than Pale Mac had defenders. The advantage was there, and they took advantage to get the first down.
So another first down has this HFL offense moving out to midfield now. And again, they really like spreading the field here with this trips look. This time now to the top of your screen.
That slot receiver's wide open.
And they go right back to Colt Green, who gets some nice blocking, still on his feet. He's down the sideline, gonna get knocked out at about the 20-yard line.
And big credit there to number 9, Mason Wanzenreed. He threw the block right near the line of scrimmage that was able to give Green a little bit more time and space. And Green, a shifty athlete who's very good at lacrosse, got down the sideline, and the Cougars are cooking right now. Inside, I'd say inside the red zone. The ball's on the nose of the 20.
So Cougars come out 1st and 10. As Steve said, ball is on the 20-yard line.
And it does look like Pale Mac's made an adjustment now to get the numbers better to this near side of the field.
Derby in motion to Joint's left. Snap. Joint looking, fires over the middle, and it's going to be nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands initially of Lustig, and then number 81 for the Red Raiders. That's Adam Smith, who nearly had the interception in the end zone for Pal Mac.
And that was almost a connection there for the Cougars. The one player to look for on the HFL or the Pale Mac defense is number 3, Quinn Nolan. He had 3 interceptions, Peter, last week against Batavia. He's a very good, strong safety who he's just a guy that with 5 interceptions in 6 games is somebody that makes big plays on defense. So let's keep an eye on him tonight.
So 2nd and 10 now for HFL. This time it'll be a running play by Derby. Derby working out the left side, and he's going to score. Jacob Derby finds the end zone, and it's the Cougars who score first here in this semifinal Class B game.
And we've talked about it that whole drive, the advantage of spreading the field. With the trips to the near side of the field, the left side was open. Derby made one move at the line of scrimmage and was able to bring it all the way home.
20-yard touchdown
So 8
run
minutes
for
and
Jacob
11
Derby.
seconds left in this first quarter is when the Cougars scored, as Xavier Carbonell will attempt the PAT for the Cougars, and it's going to be a fake, and it's going to be completed for HFL, and Lustig is going to be downed well short of the goal line, so not sure if that was a designed fake or just a breakdown, and the holder for the Cougars called fire and went to the called play when something breaks down.
I would have to think it was a breakdown there, Peter, because the wind is going that way. We saw Carbonell making kicks from 35 yards away there, and he's been so steady all season that maybe the snap just didn't feel right, and the Cougars tried to make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, the snap did seem to be a little high and towards the holder, Mason Wazenreed, for HFL, but just seemed to be the instinct was, hey, let's not try the kick. We'll go for the 2-point try. And it's no good as the Cougars lead 6-0 over Pal Mac.
And this is a key series for the Red Raiders. They had the big play on their first play from scrimmage, got the ball into HFL territory before they were stopped on downs, and the HFL offense went right down the field. There were a couple of plays where HFL didn't connect, but they were able to almost assert their will. So this is just a key drive, even if the Red Raiders get a couple of first downs, just to disrupt the momentum of the Cougars and get them off schedule a little bit.
Yeah, and it was Reynolds Diaz who had the big play, and then they called Wiseman's number the next 3 plays. So as this ball is going to be down, this
could be trouble here. This ball
that's
a live ball. Yep.
As Diaz is going to be down inside the 5-yard line, took a really weird bounce there, and Pal Mac is going to suffer with very poor starting field position.
I think that was Cole Ciapparini that got down and covered that. It almost looked like Reynolds Diaz thought the ball was going to roll into the end zone and be a touchback, but the ball just kind of slowed down at the 1 or 2 yard line, and he had to pick it up, and or else HFL could have fallen on it and been set up first and goal. So good play to get on the ball, but not the field position you want.
And I think moving forward, the teams that are kicking towards the south, those return teams are going to move their players back a bit just so they can field the ball, as we have a run play here for Diaz. And he's going to fall ahead. Looks like a pickup of 3. This will give us an opportunity to give your starting lineup for the Palmyra Macedon Red Raiders, starting with the offensive line, Logan Kuhn at left tackle, left guard Anthony Matson, center Dylan Dollar, right guard Eamon Dennison, right tackle Riley Bellinger. Will introduce the wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs after this play here. 2nd and 7. Going to be another run play for the Red Raiders, going to make it close down to the first down line. So wide receivers for Red Raiders include Sage Hunter, Austin Rowland, tight end Rory Sloan, fullback Joshua Schaefer, the running backs Reynolds Diaz and Wiseman, and then quarterback, of course, Aiden Lent. So tight end Rory Sloan, he's in for the injured Charlie Stever, who suffered an injury last week at Batavia. He'll be out for the rest of the season, as we are just at 7 minutes in this first quarter. Handoff again for Pal Mac, and they're going to get the first down.
And that's exactly what they needed. That was 33, Josh Schaefer right there, the fullback. Found a hole there on the right side, got it through, and big play for Pal Mac just to keep the clock and the ball in their hands. And one thing that we'll notice about Reynolds Diaz, who leads the Red Raiders in both rushing and tackling, is that he does not often go down on first contact. So there are going to be a lot of tough runs. He's going to earn his keep tonight.
So another handoff to Reynolds Diaz. Minimal pickup there. So Pal Mac seems to be pretty comfortable running the ball here so far through this one. Introducing the Honey Falls Lima defense, starting with their defensive line, Mitchell Bowling, Michael Sanza, Henry Balmer, Nolan Yates. Linebackers, Patrick Lustig, Carson Joint, Zachary Meacham. And their DBs, Colt Green, Jacob Derby, Mason Wazenreed, and Andrew Childs. So that's your starting lineup for HFL.
And then the experience in that secondary, Peter, all 4 of the players you named are seniors, and that really gives Coach Russ and the defensive team a lot of flexibility.
So Lent is going to keep it there on the fake handoff, and I think he'll manage to get just back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up, we'll call it 3rd and 9 for Pal Mac.
And it looks like he may have been hurt. He ran right off the field, and in comes Quinn Nolan. So I don't know if he jammed his hand. It looks like there's something going on over the sideline. He's got receiving some attention right there, but he knew he's laying down. Something happened right away where that was off with Lent, and he knew it, and he ran right to the sideline. So quarterback change for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Quinn Nolan finished the season with 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, and 2 rushing, as Pal Mac calls a timeout here. 5:11 left in the first quarter. So Quinn Nolan was the quarterback that the Red Raiders elected to start against the HFL Cougars 11 days ago, and then they went with Lent against the Batavia Blue Devils. But what ended up happening is that score became a little lopsided, and they ended up bringing Quinn Nolan in relief of Lent, and Nolan ended up tossing the sole touchdown pass in last week's game against the Blue Devils.
We talked about Nolan's ability on the defensive side of the ball as a strong safety, and he's a junior, and sometimes playing quarterback is obviously a lot to handle, process, a lot of responsibility, and having 2 key positions like that is a lot. And Lent is a sophomore with a lot of promise. I think what Coach Miniman is doing is trying to find a role for both players that makes the team better, because they're both going to be around for another season, and in Lent's case too.
So after the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 8 for Pal Mac.
And it looks like Lent, no, that's Reynolds Diaz also receiving some attention over there on the Pal Mac sideline.
So here's the pass play. Quick pass is going to be batted down. That's number 33 for the Cougars, Zachary Meacham. The outside linebacker was lined up on the line of scrimmage and just charged in there and made a well-timed play to bring 4th and 8 now for the Raiders.
And that's a difficult situation for a quarterback to come in off the bench, 3rd and 8, deep in his own territory, needing to make a throw. Looked like the Pal Mac defense, or the HFL defense, turned up the heat a little bit, and they got the 3 and out.
So Pal Mac will be kicking into the wind here, and JT Killenbeck at midfield for the Cougars. He'll actually run up towards the 40, low snap. And we got a whistle.
Oh, he's down. That's going to be HFL ball inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Jake McIntyre went down to field that low snap, and he had a knee down. And, of course, high school rule, if any of your knee or elbows are down when touching the ball, that's a dead play. So the Cougars are going to benefit from great starting field position at about the looks like it's going to be around the 10-yard line.
And the chains are not moved to the end zone, so it's 1st and goal.
Yes, in fact, they do spot the ball at the 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars. 5:07 left in this first quarter of play. HFL already leading 6-0 as the head referee blows the whistle.
And Coach Russ said that his team spends more time. We'll let the play go.
Joint's going to fire to a wide open Nolan Smith. Touchdown, HFL. So a 10-yard pass play results in a touchdown for the Cougars, who now find themselves out to a 12-0 lead. Steve, you think they go for 2 here?
I don't think so. You're up 2 scores 7 minutes in the game. You don't need to chase the point, and they've got Carbonell in there to do that. So let's keep an eye on the snap, see how the operation goes.
So Carson Joint the snap, Wazenreed the hold, it's up, and Carbonell is good.
So Peter, the point I was trying to make before HFL snapped that ball for the touchdown was the time that the Cougars spend on special teams. And Killenbeck had a punt return for a touchdown in the first quarter against Pal Mac 2 weeks ago, so I think there was some attention on him. And that snap and the Cougar special team sets them up deep in Pal Mac territory, and it takes them all of about 4 seconds to make good on that.
Yeah, 1 play drive, 10 yards, and 7 points for the Cougars. 5:02 left in this first quarter. You're watching Section 5 football live on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Pal Mac will be getting the ball back here after this kickoff by HFL. Got to imagine they're going to be moving those deep backs. farther back here for the win.
So, yeah, 13-0 lead here for the Cougars early. Two drives, 2 touchdowns. It looks like the week off has not really severely impacted the HFL offense.
So, again, the score is 13-0. There was an error on the scoreboard here at HFL. We'll do our best to get that fixed as we have the kick by Carbonell, end over end. It's deep. Diaz runs up to catch it. It's going to go off his hands. Roll to the 1. He'll have to pick it up. And he's going to work to the far side and ultimately be wrapped up. Can't tell who that is. Could be...
It's Childs, number 8, I believe.
Andrew Childs makes the key tackle there on the return.
And this is exactly the direction the Red Raiders did not want to be heading. The last 4 minutes have been very, very detrimental for them.
So 1st and 10, and again starting inside their own 10-yard line. Red Raiders have Lent back in the game, it appears, so that's a good sight. As the handoff goes to, looks like Reynolds Diaz for the Raiders. He'll pick up nice first down yardage, get out to about the 17-yard line.
And that was a good play by Hayden Price. We haven't seen a lot of him this year, Peter. He's had an injury. He's got a big cast on there, but it looks like he's in at middle linebacker right now. Price is a senior, so I bet you he's glad just to have the opportunity to be back on the field.
So now 2nd and 4 for the Raiders. Man in motion is Roland, and it's going to be a handoff to Reynolds Diaz. Pile is being pushed out towards the 25. So it'll bring up, we'll call it 3rd and 2 for Palmac.
Good job there by number 50, Henry Balmer. He's at the bottom of that pile. HFL has done a good job all season long winning at the point of attack, and that's going to be the battle tonight. If Palmac wants to control the ball, they need to win at the line of scrimmage, and HFL is not going to let that happen easily.
So 3rd and 2, handoff to Diaz, and Diaz has got the first down.
Nice job there by the Raiders. They had a hole off of that right side. Reynolds Diaz was patient, followed his blockers, moved the chains.
So that was a critical first down there for Palmac, able to move the chains and try and move away from their own end zone.
Especially with the wind being the way it is, having to come back out and punt so soon after having a special teams mishap, that could have been very difficult.
And handoff here to Reynolds Diaz. He'll get swarmed by a gang of Cougars, including Nolan Yates at the bottom of that pile with 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
And Nolan Yates has really earned more playing time throughout the season. He started more or less on special teams. There have been a couple injuries which have allowed him to find more field time, also some games where HFL was ahead by a lot. But he's earned everything he's got, and he did a nice job wrapping up on that play.
Nolan Yates, the 5'11 senior, he'll be joining the U.S. Navy after graduation this June, as we have another running play for the Red Raiders, and it's Diaz.
And he got popped right there, and I think that is Hayden Price again, Peter. That's 2 big tackles on this drive, and I don't know if Price has played since at least the opener at Newark. He hasn't played since week 2 that we've seen, and he's out there and he's making a difference.
Yeah, I don't know when that injury occurred for Price. I believe he had maybe lingering injury from the basketball season, but certainly making the most of this opportunity playing in the sectional semifinal as we have a stoppage in play. It's going to be another timeout for Palmac with 2:05 left in the first quarter, and that's their 3rd timeout of this first half.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to take that, here. Just you don't want to fall further behind. A first down here would be critical. That might allow them to get out of the first quarter and have the wind, even if they needed to punt in the second. I would look for them to take a run at number 14. Sage Hunter's the top receiver. He's a good route runner. He's got 4 touchdown catches this year, so if they are going to put the ball in the air, I think that's the first look.
Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line.
And the field position game definitely has been in HFL's favor. Pale Mac has done a good job getting 1 first down on this drive, but they need to get a 2nd first down just to get outside of their 30 and give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
So Pale Mac offense comes back out after the timeout, followed by HFL. Raiders will go into the huddle and they break it.
And here comes Sage Hunter to the near side of the field. He's wearing number 14. Ashton Rowland, also a big target at the top, number 88.
So Hunter, the man in motion at the top of your screen. Here's Lent looking to pass. He'll fire it deep, and that's going to be incomplete. There was some contact downfield, and we have a late flag now. This could go either way, I think. I mean, it looked like the Raider player maybe had extended his arms, but also the HFL player was just kind of in his way. And, I think this could go either way. We'll have to see how they...
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a play on, and then the way the referees are moving the ball, I think it's going to be offensive pass interference. No, they're giving them the first down. That's right. The pass interference is not it's a spot foul, but they're giving them the 15 yards right there. So there's the break that the Red Raiders needed, that 2nd first down, and now they're out near the 40.
And that's going to be called against number 8, Andrew Childs, for HFL. So a big first down for Pal Mac. Finds themselves with first down at their own, we'll call it 38-yard line, operating out of the shotgun. Diaz, the man in motion to the top of the screen. Going to be a handoff here to number 33. That's Joshua Schaefer, the fullback, and he'll power ahead for, looks like 2 yards.
And if you're the Red Raiders, you'll take that on first down. You mixed it up a little bit, showed a different look, and clock's running. Wind has also seemed to have died down. There's 1:39 left in the quarter, so they're 2 snaps away from getting to the 2nd quarter and having the wind at their back.
So they really like operating out of the 2 running back set, as it's Roland, the man in motion to the bottom, and it'll be another handoff. This is Samuel Wiseman, and he'll be down about 2 yards short of the line to gain.
Nolan Yates at the bottom of the pile, but a 4 to 5 yard gain for the Red Raiders. That play worked well for them. We're going to roll inside of a minute here, and another big 3rd down.
So clock rolling under a minute. Pal Mac breaks the huddle. 2 receivers set. 2 running backs in the backfield. Pre-snap motion by Roland to the bottom. And it's going to be a handoff to Reynolds Diaz. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by Mitchell Bowling.
Yeah, Mitchell Bowling beat his block right off the beginning there. He was there almost in time to take the handoff. Reynolds Diaz really had no place to go. And if this is the first time you're watching Mitchell Bowling play this season, you've got to be impressed. He's a player that, Peter, gained 25, 30 pounds in the offseason, probably benefited from spring football because he's bigger and stronger than he was last August, and he has been a dominant force on defense for the Cougars this year.
So the entire offense going over to the sideline, they are going to be content with the end of the quarter. Makes sense. They're probably going to have to punt the ball here. So they'll switch the field, and then they'll be punting with the wind.
And, field position is a huge part. The Red Raiders are down 2 scores, 13-0 after 1. But if they make HFL work harder, that's what you have to do. Make the Cougars earn everything they get. And maybe if there's a turnover or something, you can get your break.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
So we are back live here at HFL, end of the first quarter, start of the second. You are watching Section 5 football live on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Batavia with a 4th down at their own 42-yard line. Quick look at the out-of-town scores. Batavia now up 14-0 over Newark. First quarter in Batavia, as it looks like the Red Raiders are going to go for it. They have Lent operating out of the shotgun, and it is going to be a pass play, and he's going to just toss it up there in the direction of Joshua Schaefer, and it's going to fall to the turf. So turnover on downs for the Red Raiders. HFL with great starting field position.
A little surprised they went for it there after they had the wind at their back and a chance to flip the field position. Although when you are the 4 seed and you're down 13-0, you really have nothing to lose. Although you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense here to stand up, because if the Cougars are able to get up by 3 scores here, that's a lot to chase.
So quickly want to introduce this HFL offense. Offensive line, Mitchell Bowling, Sam Miller, Carson Joint, Nolan Yates, Charlie Kirby. Wide receivers, Patrick Lustig, Colt Green, Mason Wazenreed, Nolan Smith. Running backs, Jacob Derby and Zachary Meacham, and quarterback, Reese Joint. So Cougars now 1st and 10 from the Palmac 42-yard line, and it's going to be a jet sweep handoff to Wazenreed, working to the right side. And he's up past the 1st down marker, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds.
Jacob Derby did a great job there. Usually we see him carrying the ball. There he made a block on that helped Wazenreed get the edge, and that's a big gain, probably about 20 yards.
And given the shortened season, the Cougars haven't been able to install all of their trick plays and all their packages, and we only saw 2 weeks ago that they introduced that jet sweep option play, and they used it there and were able to get a nice 1st down and set themselves up now at the, we'll call it 26-yard line, as Joint motions Derby in the backfield. He'll pitch out to Derby, a little bit high pitch, and he's going to be brought down. He was dragging Reynolds Diaz.
And that's a good job by Derby there, just to get a positive gain. That play had all the makings of having a loss to it. The initial snap wasn't great. The pitch was high. And Derby did a good job just hauling in the ball and making what he could.
So 2nd down here for HFL. They come out in a doubles formation, 2 wide receiver set. And it's going to be a keeper by Joint, who breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet, moving towards midfield, and he's going to score. Reese Joint on the quarterback keeper. He finds the end zone.
Wow, supreme ball handling there by Reese Joint. He did a great job on the read option, pulled the ball out. We saw them run that a little bit in warm-ups. We've seen them run that a couple times this year. He made a nice cutback, got away from Reynolds Diaz, and was able to take it all the way in.
Yeah, it looked like he almost lost his footing at the 5-yard line, but he was able to regain it and score, and the Cougars now stand at 19-0 over the Red Raiders, as we have an extra point attempt into the win for Xavier Carbonell. Wazenreed the hold, and that thing was a line drive into the left upright, no good.
No good. With 10:58 left in the half.
Yeah, Carbonell, a soccer player, that might have been good on a free kick or something, but that just was the operation was a little bit off. He hit the pole hard. In soccer, they would call that unlucky. But the Raiders, again, the offense is humming. And if you caught that, Peter, once Joint got the end zone, it looked like he did a little swimming stroke. He's a basketball player. He's playing 5 sports this year. He joined the swim team, so maybe that was a shout out to the Cougar swimming and diving.
In any case, Cougars make quick business and drive down, and they are up 19-0 on Palmac, and this is starting to get a little reminiscent of that game on April 14th. If you're the Red Raiders, I mean, what is your mindset right now, and how important is this offensive possession?
It's critical, and they made the decision to go for it on 4th down at about their own 40 last year. Last series, it took HFL about 4 plays to score. Right now, they need to take a bite out of this clock, move down, see if they can get on the board, and maybe a nice 5-6 minute drive to shorten the game a little bit and get them on the board before the half.
So Schaefer and Wiseman back deep for Pal Mac, but that kick is not going to get back to him into the wind. It's going to be fielded by number 12 for Pal Mac. That is Christian Reynolds Diaz.
Nice catch there by Reynolds Diaz, just ran straight forward. 37-yard line's good starting field position.
The 30-yard line, and the Red Raiders will go 1st and 10.
So the Pal Mac offense will start up at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. After turning it over on downs their previous series. Lent operating out of the shotgun. Lent's going to hand off to Reynolds Diaz, and he'll be dropped, but not until after a gain of about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8.
Patrick Lustig and Nolan Yates in on the tackle for the Cougars. 2nd and 8. If you're Pal Mac, ideally you want that to be 3 or 4 yards, but they've made a couple big plays here. This is huge with the wind at their back. I don't know if they take a shot down the field trying to get to Hunter or not.
So they load up that right side here. Lent gonna hand off to Reynolds Diaz, and again, just about a yard or two before he's met by a group of HFL Cougars.
Yep, it looks like, the Red Raiders is trying to find a rhythm, get on schedule, and this HFL defense is not making that easy for them.
And all this running keeps the clock moving as we are now under 10 minutes in this second quarter. Pal Mac runs out of the huddle. Still operating out of that shotgun formation with 2 running backs. And this time it's a keeper by Lent working to the far side of the field. And he beats a DB and eventually knocked out of bounds by Jacob Derby. So Lent shows off his speed. He was able to beat number 6 for HFL, Patrick Lustig, around the corner. But it was Jacob Derby, the safety for the Cougars, able to clean it up.
And that's a real big play for Pal Mac. They're nice deception by Lent. And Coach Miniman told us that he's a playmaker, he's fiery, and he's got a bright future. He just made a big play for his team right there.
So with just over 9:25 left in the second quarter, 1st and 10, handoff to Reynolds Diaz.
Got about 2 going in the middle, and give credit to Pal Mac. They're sticking with their game plan, and I know that they don't feel that they can get into a shootout, and the passing game may not be on par with HFL, so they're doing what they need to do to stay in the game and give themselves the best chance they can.
Now the scoreboard might not say it right now, but this looks to be a somewhat different Pal Mac offense that we saw than we saw 11 days ago. They've been able to get first downs, and they haven't had the negative plays that they've been having 11 days ago, as there's a stop in the backfield as they look to pass to Sage Hunter.
Colt Green had none of that. He stayed at home, made a nice textbook tackle to keep that to nothing or a short gain. But you're right, Peter. They have come out and played a lot better. That first game they had a couple key penalties. They were unable to generate a first down. They're competing at a much better level right now, and this is a key drive. They've got 2 shots to get the first down here. There's no doubt in my mind that if they don't convert here, they'll go for it on 4th down, and just trying to stay in the game and continue to progress.
3rd and 10 for Pal Mac. Home crowd trying to generate some noise here for the Cougar defense, and Lent's going to throw the ball, and it's going to be incomplete, as number 60 for HFL, that's Michael Sanza. He was bringing the pressure on Lent, who just had to toss that one in the direction of his wide receiver.
Yeah, I think that Ashton Roll at 88 was the secondary receiver there. I think the intent was maybe to get something going to Sage Hunter down the field. Wasn't there, wasn't a lot of time, so Lent just made the adjustment. And the pass was hurried a little bit. They weren't able to pick it up, and here we go on 4th and 10.
So for this 4th down play, Pal Mac brings in number 5, Gavin Petton. As it's a pass play, Lent's going to fire it, and it ended up going in and out of the hands of the defensive back. I believe that was Andrew Childs for the Cougars. So another turnover on downs by the Palmac offense.
At the Cougars defense came through there. There were a couple opportunities there for Palmac, but I think what we're seeing there, Peter, is they need to stay on schedule. The 3rd and 8, the 4th and 8, that's a much tougher convert for them. And Lent did a good job the series before with the bootleg, but that's going to be tough to do all night.
So Cougar offense, 1st and 10 inside their own 30-yard line. Joint is going to throw the ball. He's under pressure, and he'll just check down, and immediately dropped is Patrick Lustig. I believe that was Reynolds Diaz who made the big play.
It was, and we've talked about Reynolds Diaz being the leading rusher and the leading receiver. There you saw a great play by the linebacker. He lined him up, squared him up, and dropped him.
And let's introduce you to that Red Raider defense. I know we haven't had a chance yet, starting with the D-line, Rory Sloan, Zachary Troutman, Riley Bellinger. Linebackers, Joshua Schaefer, Yvonne Reynolds-Diaz, Logan Kuhn, Sky Wallace, and then their DB, Sage Hunter, Quinn Nolan, Adam Smith, and Seth Basil. As the second down run play is going to produce a flag on the field. Going to be a holding call against the HFL offense, so they'll be moved back. But we will replay the down.
So they're going to take it from the spot of the foul. It's going to be about 2nd and 22.
So Cougar offense finds itself moving backwards on 2nd down. 7:05 left in the second quarter. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Newark has scored. Score in that one is 14 Batavia, 7 Newark. 10:36 left in the second quarter in that one. As Wazenreed moves in motion to the top of your screen. Joint's going to fire it. Screen to Derby. Nice downfield blocking. And he's going to work his way out to the 40, and he's brought down hard by Adam Smith for the Palmac Red Raiders. Smith a little bit slow to get up. Needed some help from Reynolds Diaz, but just a nice football player move along the sideline.
It was, and that screen pass has been something that HFL has been able to find success with. It went for a touchdown in the opener against Newark, and good patience there, but it's all coming back.
Yeah, hold against HFL, and that'll move it back. But again, it's a spot foul, so it's not going to move them back from the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be from the spot of the foul. So
it's going to net them about 7 or 8 yards. I think it was 2nd down at the 13, and now it's going to be 2nd down at the 24. So they're going to get 11 yards out of it. But good hard run by Derby. Great play call. The line got out in front, and it's just unfortunate for the Cougars near the end of the play there was a holding call.
Yeah, based on the reaction of Patrick Lustig, I think it was on him, wide receiver. He was the downfield blocker, and as Derby passed his left side, that might have been where the infraction occurred, as Reese Joint's going to fire it over the middle to Colt Green. And I think he's going to be about at the first down marker. It's going to be
maybe a yard short, I think. I think he's at the 36. He needs to get to the 38. But good patience by Reese Joint, staying in the pocket. Led Green there, ran a crossing route, came right to the ball, turned it upfield, and makes it 3rd and very manageable.
So on this 3rd and short situation, Cougars stack the wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, spread the two out on the far side. And Derby is going to shift to Joint's right. And it looked like the Cougars were just trying to maybe draw the defense off. We had players on both sides jump, and it's going to be called against the offense. So move the Cougars back another 5, and we'll do it again.
And it looks like there might have been some confusion on the snap count because more than one player fired off the line there, and you don't know there if they didn't know the snap count or maybe the center held on to it a little too long.
Yeah, it looked like it was the whole left side there. Mitchell Bowling and Sam Miller for HFL jumping off sides. 6:30 left in the second quarter, clock rolling. 3rd and 6, Joint's going to throw the ball, and he finds Nope, it is actually incomplete. Jacob Derby was the intended receiver, and HFL trying to argue that there was maybe some contact while he was trying to complete that reception. In any case, it'll bring up 4th down for HFL, 4th and 6. And the punting unit is going to come onto the field for the Cougars. Xavier Carbonell is going to be punting into the wind.
And through a quarter and a half, Peter, the Cougars have the only 3 penalties called in this game, and that was one thing that Coach Russ emphasized that they wanted to stay away from. HFL 3 penalties for 25 yards. Pal Mac to this point yet to be flagged.
So Quinn Nolan is the deep man for the Red Raiders. End over end kick. This one could get caught in the wind. It takes a Pal Mac bounce, and it's going to be downed by the HFL Cougars at about the 45-yard line of Pal Mac.
And that's good starting field position for Pal Mac. That's a little bit of a win there for them. HFL had a couple of apparent first downs that they were unable to secure because of penalties, and HFL gets the ball back, or HFL gives the ball back with 6:18 to go, and Pal Mac is near midfield.
And if Pal Mac can string together a nice drive, get some points on the board, they are going to start, or they're going to be kicking off to start the second half. So they do want to try and get some points here before we go to halftime, as we have a handoff to Samuel Wiseman. He'll pick up a solid 4 yards on first down.
And the Red Raiders sticking with the game plan, going between the tackles. 4 yards on first down, almost 5. So that works.
So now under 6 minutes to go in this second half. Pal Mac nearly out to midfield at the 49, facing a 2nd down and 6.
You know, Coach Russ did talk about having to be ready for anything, and Pal Mac keeps going to the middle of the line. At some point, they're going to try and go up top and get the ball to Hunter. You just don't know when.
So again, another handoff to Sam Wiseman for the Red Raiders. Looks like they'll call it a gain of about 3.
So 3rd and 3. Reynolds Diaz comes off the field, so you've got Schaefer and Wiseman in the backfield. But he's going shotgun here, so we'll maybe they're going to mix it up a tad.
Rolling the man in motion for the Raiders, operating on the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff, and Wiseman's going to be dropped in the backfield. So negative play for the Red Raiders.
We'll bring up a 4th down for the Raiders.
Another 4th down for Pal Mac. That looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field at this point.
And I think you have to at this point. You're nearing halftime, and the Cougars are definitely going to get the ball to start the second half. And your defense just made a stop there, so you're starting to build some confidence on the defensive side of the ball. They don't have a timeout here, though, so I would think they need a little urgency here on offense or to avoid the delay penalty.
So operating out of the shotgun, Lent gets the snap, hands off to Diaz, and he's immediately dropped at midfield.
Patrick Lustig said no right there. He was frustrated from that holding penalty on the previous series, made a couple tackles there, and was definitely the man in the right spot there on 4th down.
And a great individual effort by Patrick Lustig to stop Reynolds Diaz at midfield. Gives the Cougars the ball back. 4 minutes even left in this first half. HFL, I believe, has all 3 of their timeouts and more than enough time to go down the field here and try and tack on a couple extra more points before going to halftime.
The key for the Cougars here is just not to have any self-inflicted wounds.
Trips to the top of your screen, joint out of the shotgun. Derby now shifts to his left. Going to be a keeper by joint, and he'll be dropped in the backfield. Joshua Schaefer.
And Rory Sloan, too, he was moved over to that DN position, and he did a great job of staying home there. One of the injuries that Pal Mac had was on the defensive line, and so they shifted some people around. Sloan leads the team in sacks. That's going to go as a tackle on a run play, but he did a super job just staying home and making the tackle on joint. HFL had run a read option for a touchdown earlier in the game. They didn't get fooled twice.
Yeah, there was an injury to one of the linebackers for the Red Raiders, Matthew Duarduini, so they ended up taking one of their DNs, moving him back to linebacker, and kind of shifting things on that front defensive line as Reese Joint's going to throw it, looking towards Lustig, and he just gets one hand on it and falls incomplete.
Yeah, timing was a little bit off there. I think Lustig probably wishes that he had a do-over on that because it's a catch that we have seen him make. The ball was maybe slightly behind, but now the Cougars have to come up big on 3rd and 11, or else Pale Mac will be getting the ball back.
And the incompletion on 2nd down stops the clock, so we have 3:11 left in the first half. So if Pale Mac can generate a stop here on 3rd down, maybe get the ball back with enough time to try and generate some points, as Joint is going to pass again, and it's going to be a screenplay. This is Meacham for the Cougars, and he's going to get the first down and more.
The ball did come out at the end, Peter, but I think Meacham's knee was down, and now we've got a flag. Coach Russ did say that Meacham might be a bigger part of the offense this week. That was a screenplay we saw earlier with Derby, and it was a good job picking up a much-needed first down for the Cougars.
And we'll have to see what the call is going to be. We have a meeting in the mines here at the 34-yard line.
And the flag was well after the play. The ball did come out. Meacham's knee was clearly down, so you don't know if it's anything. You've been in those piles. You know crazy stuff happens, so you wonder if that's what it is.
So it's going to be personal foul calls against both the offense and defense, so those will offset. Play will stand, so it'll be a first down for HFL at the, we'll call it 34-yard line. And the clock will be stopped at 3 minutes, and it's going to wind at the ref signal there. So clock winding now, 1st and 10 for the HFL offense.
And right now, the Meacham is the lone back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on an ISO play here.
Cougars trips to the top, maybe trying to spread out the Pal Mac defense as it is a handoff to Meacham, and he drops the ball again after after he was down.
It did, but that ball's come out twice, 2 plays in a row. And one thing Coach Russ stressed was hanging on to the football, keeping the ball in our hands. And Zach Meacham made 2 plays there, and now Jacob Derby's back.
And in football, ball security is job security, so he'll check out, and Derby comes back in. 2:12 to go. Joint going to throw. First read's not there, and he's got Colt Green wide open at the 5. Touchdown, HFL. Colt Green finds the end zone for HFL, and they sneak in a score with 2:03 left in this first half.
Great call by you there, Peter. Joint looked off his receiver, and as the play developed, you just saw Colt Green coming across the field. He was wide open in this windy conditions. The only question was the ball going to get there, and was he going to catch it? He did, and it was the 4th touchdown of the game so far for the Cougars.
And it looks like HFL is going to change things up on the point after attempt. It's going to be Reese Joint who checks in for Xavier Carbonell to kick, and then all of a sudden HFL elects to take a timeout. So I don't know if they had the personnel they were looking for, but as it looked there, it was going to be Reese Joint attempting the PAT. As we have an out-of-town score update, Batavia just scored, so it's 20-7. I believe they are waiting to kick the extra point in this one. It's in the 2nd quarter, but there is an injury to a Newark player in the end zone, so they are giving him the care he needs, and then Batavia will attempt the point after, as here at HFL, Cougars are leading 25-0, 2:03 left in the 2nd quarter, and the Cougars are also kicking or potentially kicking an extra point.
And you wonder what the play was there for the Cougars, and if Reese Joint was maybe going to go behind center and run a 2-point play just to get something on tape and to try it, with the 4-score lead here. in likely another game to prepare for next week, you always want to give your opponent a little bit more to look for.
And it looks like they are going to go for it. Reese Joint just tossed the kicking block towards the sideline. Now, Reese Joint was the kicker for HFL last year, so I wasn't sure if they wanted to maybe just give him a shot to kick one or what, but it's going to be a handoff here on the 2-point conversion to Derby, and he's going to go in and score. So score now 27-0. HFL leading Pal Mac. 2:03 left in the second quarter.
And certainly a fair point there. And Carbonell, that they've had two special teams point afters that were unsuccessful tonight. So maybe Coach Russ and Coach Ryan Wise runs the special teams. He was very effusive in his praise of him. Maybe they were just trying to get the right mix there, because as you said, you said job security comes from ball security on point afters and things. Your job security is you gotta convert.
Yeah, even at the high school level, I mean, there's an expectation on a point after attempt that you got to be reliable. So not to say that Carbonell has not been reliable. Obviously, coming into today's game, he was 18 for 19 on point after attempts. He's been solid for the Cougars, but I don't know if the wind is just something he's not used to kicking in or what. But in any case, Cougars do have a 27-0 lead, and they'll be kicking off to the Red Raiders into the wind, of course, and it looks like it's going to be Joint. Reese Joint, senior quarterback, is going to be kicking it. So
now the possibility of maybe an injury to Carbonell creeps into that.
Trying to find number 21 on the sideline. He looks to be just standing there perfectly fine. So, again, I'm not quite sure if, what's going on with him, if he tweaks something or if they're just, letting Joint get some snaps here, as it's a sky kick straight up, and it's just going to be caught and immediately downed. That was number 21 for the Red Raiders, Jacob Day, the wide receiver outside linebacker. Fields it at the Pal Mac 36-yard line. So they'll have 2 minutes left here in this first half to try and put some points on the board. They used all 3 timeouts in the first quarter, so the Red Raiders have no timeouts left. 2 minutes, no 2-minute warning in high school football. Clock does stop, I believe, on first downs, though.
And Coach Miniman talked about the pace of the game. The one thing you do have to be careful of is a quick 3 and out. So I think they'll keep it on the ground, as they do.
And a nice run there out towards the 41-yard line. That's Reynolds Diaz.
And he's been pretty consistent, pretty reliable tonight. Had over a 50-yard run on the first play from scrimmage. And after that, it's mostly been 4 or 5 yards a pop. He's a tough runner, and he's a junior, so he'll be back and could be one of the players to watch in Class B next fall as well.
So now 90 seconds left in the first half. Handoff to Reynolds Diaz. He was hit hard. He got hit hard, and I believe that was
44 Ryan Gary, who just playing his second game for the Cougars varsity. He's getting a lot of helmet slaps for filling the hole there.
Actually, I believe that was Meacham, 33. His jersey got all bunched up there. Hard to tell who made the play, but in any case, it was a solid hit on Reynolds Diaz, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Now under a minute here in this second quarter. So 3rd, and we'll call it about 4 for the Red Raiders. Schaefer, the man in motion, and Reynolds Diaz is going to run towards the outside, and he'll be dropped at the line of scrimmage.
It looked like Mason Wanzenreed was the one that got him first there. Now you wonder, do the Cougars call timeout and force the hand here of the Red Raiders, or are they content just to go to halftime?
Based on the fact we haven't seen a timeout yet, I'm going to say that they're content going to halftime.
And they'll come out with the ball. So if you're Pal Mac, do you even snap this?
Yeah, I mean, they might take it right down. I mean, they do have the offense still on the field. Lent is going to snap it. Maybe they'll just try one last pass play as they get it to Sage Hunter at the HFL 45, and that'll do it for this first half. HFL up 27-0 over Pal Mac. So, Steve, any quick thoughts here before we go to commercial break.
You know, the margin is still wide with HFL, but I thought Palmac played a better half of football there. They were much more competitive than they were 11 days ago. But the Cougars are looking good.
Played right now. Get an update, we'll give you that.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Looking for a great way to commemorate this season's sectionals? Section 5 Athletics is excited to work with Mugs & More to offer a variety of apparel options for each sport and each season. Items include graphics specifically developed to feature the sport and year, including items such as hoodies, hats, pants, and more. Apparel for each season is available for a limited time, so don't miss your chance. Visit section5.org/mugsandmore to see the many options and place your order today.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
On the first play, Rager cuts the corner to 30 to 35 to 40 to 45 to 50. The 5, touchdown, Blue Devils. Here's the snap, and back to pass. Throws straight across the middle. He's got a receiver open and in for the touchdown. Wow, what a play call on first down.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Welcome back to Honey Falls Lima. We are currently at halftime, about 4 minutes left in that halftime break. Score is 27-0 in favor of HFL over the Palmyra Macedon Red Raiders. Now, Steve, you want to give us a scoring summary of that first half?
Sure. HFL got on the board. First touchdown, 8:11 left in the first quarter. Jacob Derby, 20-yard run. The 2-point conversion pass failed. Just over 3 minutes later, with 5:02 left, quarterback Reese Joint hit Nolan Smith with a 10-yard touchdown pass. Alexander Carbonell with a kick. Then we get into the second quarter, so 13-0 after one. Second quarter, Reese Joint on a read option, 22-yard touchdown run. The kick failed, and then with 2:03 left in the half, Reese Joint, 34-yard pass to Colt Green, and Jacob Derby with the 2-point conversion run brings us to 27-0 at the half. First downs, Peter, pretty even. Both teams with 5 by my unofficial count. So HFL has had the advantage of the big plays. They had caught a break when the Palmac punter, his knee was down at the 10-yard line, got a touchdown on the next play after that. And as we said going into the half, Palmac has been more competitive, but the Cougars are just so solid in all facets of the game that they're tough to handle.
Yeah, certainly, as both teams coming back out onto the field here, just over 2:30 left in this halftime period. HFL will start with the ball in this second half. As we check the out-of-town scoreboard update, Batavia still leading Newark 21-7, and it's Batavia with the ball at around midfield. Not sure how much time's left in that one, but we will keep you apprised as to how that one goes.
And there's a big play there for Batavia. They're inside the red zone, so they could be looking to tack on. I know they're inside 4 minutes in the second quarter, so they're heading towards the half. And we, Peter, could be headed towards that matchup next week that people around Section 5 have been looking at. Both HFL and Batavia have yet to lose this season. They're the top 2 seeds in Class B. And I would say there's a real good chance they're on a collision course to meet on Saturday.
The way things look right now, they certainly are. And it's interesting, of all the games that were played in Class B, Batavia and HFL, respective schedules, they were the one team that they didn't play. Each team played every other Class B school. So we have not seen Batavia and HFL at all against one another, both finishing the regular season undefeated. HFL gets the 1 seed using the power seeding Section 5 formula. Batavia settles for the 2 seed. Both, however, get home games, and given the COVID situation, there's no neutral sites, so the higher seed will host. So if HFL holds on, they could potentially host that final.
Oh, they will. They're yeah. As long as the game's played, they will, and that's really the biggest advantage there. The 2 teams did scrimmage, but not a lot of stock can be put in that because HFL had a lot of their team that was still with the basketball team, and Batavia had basketball players as well. So, if that's what materializes for Saturday, I think football fans across Section 5 will be happy. Although Palmac and Newark right now, I think they want to put their best foot forward and try and prevent that.
So as we said, HFL will return the opening kickoff of this second half as the halftime clock bleeds down now to 5 seconds.
And I think if you're the Cougars here, you want to control the clock. Obviously, if you can score and get to 33 or 34, that puts you in the familiar position that they've been in all season. I think they'll look to balance the run and the pass. They don't necessarily have to score quickly. They've done a really good job of shortening the game, and I think with what's on the line, a trip back to the sectional finals, this clock cannot move fast enough for John Russ and his team.
And Palmac comes out for this second half kickoff as we have a touchdown for the Batavia Blue Devils. Out-of-town scoreboard update, 1:26 left in the first half of that one, so it's 27-7 in favor of Batavia. So as it appears right now, HFL and Batavia headed on a collision course to the Section 5 Class B final. Still a half to play here at HFL. Score 27-0 in favor of the Cougars over the Red Raiders. And it's an onside kick to start the second half, and it's going to be recovered by the Cougars. So we've mentioned a couple times on the broadcast that John Russ, head coach for HFL, said to expect the unexpected. And Coach Miniman for the Red Raiders goes Sean Payton, and onside kick to start the second half, but it does not pay the dividends that it did for the Saints.
And Nolan Yates was Johnny on the spot there for the Cougars. Special team standout all year, and you're right. Coach Russ did say that Pale Mac has nothing to lose and that his team needed to be ready for everything, and right there they were.
So first down for HFL, ball at the 49-yard line of the Cougars. It's going to be JT Killenbeck, the man in motion. It'll be a handoff to Killenbeck, working to the far side. He'll make one man miss and then eventually be brought down at about the 49-yard line, so he gets to the other side of the midfield stripe.
And just taking a quick look at the HFL bench right now, Jacob Derby, the starting running back, is there. Mason Wanzenreed is there. Coach Russ might be using this as an opportunity to work in some new players with a combination of key backups and starters. And, not that you can look too far ahead, but you want everybody as healthy as you can have them if you do indeed play on Saturday.
So 2nd and 8, it's going to be a pass play, and it's a completion to Lustig on the near side, and he's going to be shoved down at about the 36-yard line. So a nice connection there between Joint and Lustig. Results in a first down.
And Killenbeck was downfield blocking. He just had the carry before. One thing that these HFL receivers have bought into, each and every one of them, is blocking and being there for their teammate, and they have been able to spring teammates all season long. Right there, JT Killenbeck doing what he can to help out Patrick Lustig.
So Benjamin Carson checks in for HFL. Reese Joint calls the play from the huddle. And it looks like we will have trips to the top of your screen on this first down play for the Cougars from the 36-yard line. Reese Joint operating out of the shotgun.
There's only 6 in the box right now. And that Joint adjusted, did that swing pass to Colt Green they tried before. And, wow, nice finish there by the Pale Mac defense. They were there.
Yeah, that was Quinn Nolan who laid the punishing hit on Colt Green towards the end of that play.
Yeah, I was counting the numbers, and I thought that the HFL had the advantage to run it there. They had the field spread pretty well, and the HFL offense is, as we said, predicated on what the defense gives them. We saw them in the first half take advantage of some big openings there. The swing pass, getting the ball to Colt Green in space is always a good idea. They just Pale Mac was ready and had it sniffed out.
And that big hit by Nolan shows that Pale Mac's just not going to lay down. I mean, they're going to play through the whistle here as we have a handoff to Meacham, and he stumbles ahead to about the 34-yard line. So it'll make it 3rd and
7. So we got about half of it back, which is a good play there. And with the Cougars here, you've got to think, Patrick, if they don't get it here, Peter, that this might be 2 cracks for the offense to get the first down and keep the clock moving.
And it looks like they did bring back in some of their starters, Wazenreed and Lustig checking back in for Killenbeck and Carson. As we have a doubles formation, Joint operating out of the shotgun, Hill shift, Wazenreed in motion to the top of your screen, collect the pass, he'll fire it. And is that a diving completion?
It is. That's Patrick Lustig. That's a heck of an effort right there. He had one in the first half that went off his hand that you could tell he was visibly frustrated. And that there is a great catch over the middle that moves the chains and keeps the Cougars in business.
So Patrick Lustig, the 6'4", 195 senior, makes an acrobatic snag as he was going down to get the Cougars another set of downs here at the 24-yard line.
Just a super individual effort.
And it's going to be a handoff to Meacham and immediately drop. That's 77, Riley Bellinger.
And he's a player that Coach Miniman thinks very highly of. He's a standout wrestler, 6'5", 300 pounds, great size. And they moved him back inside the nose tackle for this series, more of his natural position. He shot his block, and there was no room there, and Riley Bellinger was not letting it the runner go any place.
Yeah, Riley Bellinger has been a nuisance for opposing offenses all year. Stands at 6'5", 300, and he can just dominate from that defensive tackle nose guard position. As we have a 2nd down and 11, Colt Green moves in motion towards the bottom of the screen. Joint's going to fire it deep, looking towards, I believe, Nolan Smith in the end zone, and he's got him. Nolan Smith catches it in the back corner of the end zone from Reese Joint, and the Cougars strike on the opening possession of the second half.
Fantastic over-the-shoulder catch by Nolan Smith. His second touchdown catch of the night, and the throw by Reese Joint was right there on the money. He put the ball up and let his receiver go make a play. And the Cougars, really a perfect drive. They chew up 4 minutes, and they get that touchdown that gets them almost 5 scores in front.
So it looks like our questions from the first half were answered as Xavier Carbonell came back in for the extra point, but he missed it. So missed extra point leaves the score at 33-0 in favor of HFL. 7:57 left in the third quarter. And going back to that Reese Joint pass, I know the wind has died down a little bit, but he's still tossing that ball, and he has displayed arm strength throughout the entire season. And to throw that tight spiral that cuts through the wind, and it was right on the money, right where it needed to be in the hands of Nolan Smith.
It was a big-time throw, and just to be able to put that kind of touch on the ball in these conditions is impressive. And that's probably the play of the night for the Cougar offense as far as I'm concerned, in terms of execution and just them being on full display, showing their full potential.
And pending the defensive play here by the Cougars, that could be it for the starters, as we see number 12 Brody Young for HFL keeping that arm loose on the sideline. We might see him check in if HFL can get a stop here against this Palmac offense.
And it's just would be a great opportunity to get him experience in a sectional game, because you've got to figure that Brody Young will be in the mix next fall, which is only 4 months away. And Coach Russ, he's built this program from the bottom, and he wants to keep the cupboard stacked.
So if Xavier Carbonell kicks it into the wind, it'll bounce at about the 20, where it's fielded by number 22 for Palmac. He'll be dropped. That was Daniel Hooper for Palmac. He got out to about the forward progress. Will give him the 27, I believe.
And Nolan Smith and Ryan Geary were down there on the special teams coverage. And Nolan Smith just makes a great touchdown catch over his shoulder, and then he's running down on kickoff and making a great play. And we do know how much time and effort the Cougars put into special teams, and it is showing.
So 1st and 10 for Palmac. Rutland, the man in motion for the Raiders. Lent from the shotgun position, he'll hand it off.
That's Reynolds Diaz.
Reynolds Diaz will pick up, we'll call it 2, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8. 7.5 to go here in the third quarter of play. You are watching the Varsity Media Sports Network here on YouTube. So for 2nd and 8, similar formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Rutland, the man in motion, and a handoff to Diaz, and he'll get tracked down in the backfield. But he'll fall forward for maybe a gain of a yard. Nice effort there by Reynolds Diaz.
It was. He was going east-west there, and I think he's more of a north-south guy. And he was there with, ran into number 75, Preston Huff, who did a good job of extending the play, stringing it out, and bringing him down and putting the Raiders in a 3rd and long again.
So 3rd and we'll call it 7 yards here for Palmac. They break the huddle, loading up the right side here towards the near side boundary. Lent from the gun. He'll collect the snap. It's going to be a pass. And that was in the vicinity of no one, it looked like. I mean, he was looking maybe towards Sage Hunter, but maybe just got caught in the wind and sailed on him.
It almost looked like there was a little bit of a miscommunication, too, because that ball came shooting through, and actually it looked like in the end Jacob Derby of the Cougars was the closest player to the ball. But it looked like Hunter, who's known for his route running, stopped, and that Lent expected him to keep going.
So Jake McIntyre will come out for the punt. JT Killenback back deep as McIntyre is able to get it off. Ball bouncing out towards midfield. Killenback not going to play it. And Palmack able to down it at the 46-yard line of the Cougars.
Yeah, that looked like a fortunate play for the Red Raiders just to get that snap button, the punt off. The timing was a little off. There were 3 or 4 Cougars putting pressure on, and then the ball rolled like that, and I'm sure Coach Russ and the Cougars will take it, and Brody Young is in at quarterback. So looks like it's going to be kind of time for the Cougars to kill the clock and get some guys some playing time.
Yep, with 6:12 left in this third quarter, junior quarterback Brody Young checks in. Finished the regular season with 6 completions, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns, both of which to Andrew Childs, as Young will hand off to, I believe that's Zach Meacham. And it is Meacham. He'll lose 2 yards on that first down play.
And a good job by the Palmack defensive line there, getting penetration. Jacob Hartnagel, number 68, was one of several people that were there to wrap up Meacham in the backfield.
So now on the 2nd and 10, check that, 2nd and 11 play for HFL. They come out in a doubles formation. Meacham to the right of Young. He'll move Killenback in motion. Hand off on the jet sweep play. We've seen this a couple times tonight. And Killenback's going to be bottled up in the backfield. And ball's going to come out late, but they'll say he's down before that ball came loose. So 2 back-to-back plays in the backfield by this Palmack defense.
Yeah, that was Josh Schaefer, who has been one of the stronger players on defense for the Red Raiders all season. And Quinn Nolan was there again. So we're seeing some of those skills that Palmack was telling us about with Quinn Nolan starting to come forward with a couple of big plays here in the second half.
So clock continues to roll now under 5 minutes in the third quarter. Backup quarterback Brody Young moves Meacham to his right. He will throw, and that's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage and fall harmlessly to the turf. Number 22, Daniel Hooper, was in the vicinity of the tip pass. Could have been a big play there for Palmack, but Young is lucky for HFL that pass just fell harmlessly to the carpet.
It was a good defensive series there for the Red Raiders. They brought some pressure. They made 2 negative plays behind the line, and they forced the punt and got the ball back for their offense, and they should have good field position here.
Now that incompletion does stop the clock at 4:40 as looks like Xavier Carbonell comes out for the Cougars on the punt into the wind.
It looks like they're bringing pressure.
And this is a line drive kick. And Quinn Nolan going to let that bounce. And it's going to keep rolling all the way out at the 24-yard line of Palmack. So Quinn Nolan might be kicking himself after that one. I think he had a shot maybe to at least field that ball and certainly could have picked up a couple yards before probably being tackled. But regardless, Palmack offense comes out on the field, setting up shop 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
At the very least, if you play that ball there, you save 10 or 15 yards of just the roll. But you don't want to risk the turnover either. Sometimes it's better to stay away, especially with the way the wind is tonight. It's definitely tricky.
So this is something different. We haven't seen Palmack come out in the empty set as Wiseman gets motioned to the bottom of your screen, and he'll catch the swing pass still on his feet. Works inside. We have a flag on the play. Wiseman's still going, and eventually he's going to be tackled at about the first down marker, but we do have a flag on this play, so.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be an illegal block. Got to salute the effort there of number 5, Cole Chaparino. He missed the tackle earlier, got up and pursued the play and was able to get back in it and make the play.
Cole Chaparino, one of those soccer players who came over to the football team given the COVID situation. He had an interception in that Bishop Kearney game. Missed a couple of games for HFL, but he's back and out on the field here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the kind of effort that when your team is making those kind of efforts in a 33-0 game, just really speaks to the culture and character of the kids on the Cougar team.
So 1st and 14. Ashton Rowland going to move in motion to the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff to Sam Wiseman, and he'll pick up, looks like 1 yard on that first down run.
Yep, he went off the left side there, and just trying to make a positive play. The HFL defense has a lot of pride. Obviously, they've given up only 9 points all season, and the kids on the field aren't the starters right now, but you know that they feel an obligation and the responsibility of their teammates to give their best effort to keep that 0 on the scoreboard for the Red Raiders.
So 2nd and 12 now for Pal Mac. Coming out with 2 running backs in the backfield. Check that. Wiseman going to move in motion to the top of your screen. He's going to look for the swing pass, but it's going to be a fake. And Lent fired it downfield looking towards Ashton Rowland, but he couldn't get it there.
No, and I think Ryan Gary had something to do with that. The sophomore who just came up from JV for the season finale put some good pressure there. Not sure if he had a hand on Lent's shoulder when he got rid of the ball, but the ball did bounce 2 or 3 yards in front of the intended receiver.
To the gentleman on the far sideline working the chain gang, we appreciate you.
So now 3rd down for the Red Raiders, and it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those chances where you might see a screen, or it's going to be tough to go downfield here.
It'll be a handoff to Wiseman, who gets some nice blocking. Still on his feet before tackled by Cole Chaparino. And it's going to be close, maybe 2 yards short of that first down. So Palmac trailing 33-0, 2:55 left in the 3rd quarter. They're going to keep the offense on the field here on 4th and short.
That was a great job by the line and by Wiseman. There was a nice seam for him to run. He was running right towards us, and he was able to turn his shoulders and give his team a chance to convert this 4th down.
So 4th and 2. We have Sam Wiseman in motion to the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback, Joshua Schaefer. He'll get the first down. So Red Raiders able to move the chains here.
And Schaefer has shown an ability to pick up that tough yardage when the Raiders have been in those situations. He's had 2 or 3 third down conversions on short runs like that. Very tough inside runner.
So on 1st and 10, Palmac moving wide receiver Sage Hunter in motion to the bottom of your screen. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's a handoff to Wiseman, and he breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet. Looked like he was about to be brought down by number 43 for HFL, but he just threw him off of his back and got out to near the first down marker. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and 1. So a great run on first down by Sam Wiseman.
Fantastic second effort. You're right. It looked like Justin Blodgett had him wrapped up and was going to almost go for the takedown, and he was able to spin out of that and gain 9 yards, which is a very positive play.
So on 2nd and short, more motion here by Palmac. Handoff to Wiseman going towards the left side, and he's got the first down, and he's to the midfield stripe. So a couple of nice running plays strung together for Palmac.
Yeah, good cutback by Wiseman there. Made sure that he got the first down and brought it back to the middle of the field, and they moved the chains. The Red Raiders putting together a nice-looking drive here. We're going to be inside of a minute in the 3rd quarter, Peter. This was a quick one.
So 1st and 10 at midfield. Single receiver on each side. Lent's going to look to pass. He'll fire it, and it was in the vicinity of 2 different players. The tight end number 34, that's Rory Sloan, and number 88, Ashton Rowland.
Yeah, they just looked like they were a little bit, the timing was a little bit off, and second down, first down after a first down play after a couple of first downs, not a bad time to take that shot at midfield and try and catch the Cougars.
So first down incompletion stops the clock at 50 seconds as we have a stoppage in play yet again. And it's going to be a timeout by Pal Mac. 50.6 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a 2nd and 10 situation when we come back at midfield. Steve, Pal Mac seems to be getting a little bit more creative than what we're used to seeing. A lot more motion. We even saw an empty set earlier in the third quarter. You know, do you think that they're just trying different things and maybe thinking about the fall?
I think so. I mean, you're going with a sophomore quarterback who you believe has a bright future, and you're going up against an opponent that has really controlled the line of scrimmage when you've tried to hit them with your basics and probably your most popular plays. It doesn't hurt to try new things, and especially with HFL subbing a little bit here, the matchups might be more favorable for the Raiders here too. So it's a good chance for them to try some things and see what they may have coming back. I mean, Coach Miniman is a first-year coach at the varsity level as a head coach. But he's been with the program for 6 years, and he's come up with these kids. He's invested in the program, much like Coach Russ. Both are alums of the schools they're coaching, and they're in it for the long haul. So this is just a springboard. I know the Raiders have 23 seniors, but Coach Miniman is building for the future too.
So on 2nd and 10, we have a run play to Sam Wiseman. Wiseman has the first down.
Wiseman's having a good third quarter there. He's shown some ability to put his head down and make some cuts and make some yardage and refusing to go down easily. He's as you mentioned a couple times with Nolan, the Raiders are still here and they're still playing and they're competing.
And again to Sam Wiseman, this time not as many yards as he'll actually be ripped forward for a gain of 10, or check that, 5 yards.
It looked like Riley Kester, a 5'10", 235-pound junior, made first contact for the Raiders, and Wiseman, as we mentioned, a tough runner, he kept going, kept those legs churning.
So again, Wiseman on 2nd down, makes a couple guys miss in the backfield. Forward progress will get him back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 6, I believe.
That's the last play. That's the last play of the quarter, Peter. And Ryan Gary, the sophomore who came up from JV, getting in on that play.
That's it for our third quarter.
So that's the end of the third quarter. We will switch sides here at HFL. Score 33-0 in favor of the Cougars. Quick commercial break here.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
So back here to start the fourth quarter, we'll have a handoff to Sam Wiseman. And he's going to be close to the first down marker again.
I think he's got it. So that's the 4th first down in the second half for the Raiders, and they're grinding it out here.
So again, it is the start of the fourth quarter here at HFL. On first down, Wiseman is going to get ripped down in the backfield.
That's 44 Ryan Gary, and 43 Justin Blodgett there to make the big play for the Cougars.
So 2 of the linebackers for HFL make a nice play in the backfield. A little bit of extracurriculars after that play, it appeared. But no flags. Let the boys play. It'll bring up 2nd and long for Pal Mac. They come out in a tight set here. And Wiseman gets the handoff and he'll get nice yardage there on second down. Seems like Palmac just trying to load up the box, just old-fashioned hat-on-hat football.
Yeah, and let Wiseman keep doing what he's doing. And the Raiders came here 11 days ago with a 3-1 record on a three-game winning streak. So the last 11 days have been tough on them. They've been outscored 132-10, and against both Batavia and HFL. So for them to keep competing at the level they are and playing with the pride they are is impressive.
As they find themselves third and about 7, it's going to be a pass play. Lentz actually going to keep it, and he'll get about back to the original line of scrimmage. We have a flag thrown on the backside of the play. It's going to be a hold against Palmac, so we'll replay the down, assuming that HFL accepts it.
And we're waiting for the indication there, and if it is accepted, I have that as the first accepted penalty against Palmac tonight. They have played a pretty clean game. I do remember one sequence where they were offsetting sportsmanlike conduct penalties on each team, but the Raiders have played a clean game.
So the ball will be moved back to the 37-yard line, so it'll be third and very long for Palmac.
Third and 19.
So they come out in a single receiver set to both sides. Lentz going to throw the ball, and he's brought down, and yes, he is going to be sacked at midfield. That's Ryan Gary.
He's making plays, Peter. I know that he's only been up for 2 games, but we talked about Palmac maybe taking a look at the future. I think Coach Russ is getting a good look at somebody that's going to be a very solid contributor for his team for the next 2 seasons.
Some sophomore on sophomore crime there in the third on that third down play. It's going to bring up 4th down for Palmac. Forward progress by Lent will actually put the ball at the 47-yard line of HFL. So they'll bring Jake McIntyre out for the punt, and deep for HFL, last-minute substitution, 22 checks in. I don't know if the Cougars had 11 men on the or 12 men on the field. They didn't get their guy off, but I don't see any penalty flags. So
it did look like a little bit of chaos there. You wondered if they were just trying to maybe get the second punt return unit in or give some guys a chance to maybe field the ball, and there were people running on and off the field, but no flag. Usually that's almost an automatic flag.
So in any case, it'll be 1st and 10 for HFL. So Brody Young back out on the field at quarterback for HFL. He'll look together to string a nice 4-minute offense here with 8:59 left in the 4th quarter.
And I think we'll see a steady diet of Zachary Meacham here, or 34.
No, I believe that was 44, Ryan Gary, who got the handoff, and he was immediately dropped in the backfield, so that's going to be a loss of 4 or 5 yards. So a nice play in the backfield.
That was number 10, Sky Wallace.
So some more substitutions for HFL. Getting some number 2s in at the offensive line position as well.
And checking that out-of-town scoreboard again, Batavia has registered a safety early in the 3rd quarter. It takes a 30-7 lead over Newark.
So 2nd and long for HFL. They come out in a doubles receiver set, and we have some pre-snap motion, and it looks like Brody Young was able to draw the defense offside. Yep, they're going to call it encroachment.
And that is a little bit of a gift there for the Cougars. They were behind the sticks. That puts them back 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. So back where they started.
So same formation. Expect HFL to run the same play that they had called, and it is a handoff to Gary, who was able to shake off the initial tackle, but was without his balance and ultimately fell down after a pickup of 1.
Yeah, he looked a little frustrated that he wasn't able to stay on his feet and make more of it, but as long as he stays in bounds and hangs on to the ball, I think the coaching staff will be satisfied with that.
So clock still rolling now, down to 7.5 left in the game. HFL facing 3rd and 9 from their own 38-yard line. Brody Young collects the snap. It's going to be a pass play. He's looking in the direction of Andrew Childs, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yep, came in a little hot. Looked like Andrew Childs had his hands up at the ball, wasn't able to be secured. So we will see Carbonell on the punt. Maybe this is only the second time tonight we've seen him punt, Peter?
I believe so. So
I think once right near the end of the first half and once here. And when you can't count the number of times that the punter, can't remember how many times the punter's punted, it's a good night offensively.
And again, it just seems to be some confusion on special teams as HFL only had 10 guys on the field there, able to correct it well in time, and that's a end-over-end kick. Bounces past the deep man, and he touched it, and that's a live ball.
And I believe Carson Joint fell on it, the center. He was the first one down the field, the sophomore. Younger brother of quarterback Reese Joint just busted it down the field and was able to make a recovery. And it seems like almost every game we do, the special teams comes up with a turnover for the Cougars.
Now, I believe that was Lent, the quarterback, who was back deep on that punt return. Was it 4 or 5?
I didn't see the number of the returner, but I did see 56 running off and getting a nice little celebration jump from his older brother, number 7.
So regardless, it'll set up the Cougars in great starting field position here inside the red zone. Brody Young moves Gary to his right as a high snap goes over Young's head, and he'll just do the safe thing and fall on top of it.
And, we just saw Carson Joint run off the field, and he's the starting center, so that's the kind of thing that sometimes happens when you make changes on the line. The snap isn't always as smooth as normal, and so Youngwood did a good job just to fall on that. And as we've said a couple times, clock keeps rolling, so I think HFL is okay that they fell on the ball and time keeps ticking away.
So second and we'll call it 25 here for HFL after the snap sailed over Brody Young's head. He'll move Ryan Gary to his left. Doubles formation for the Cougars. They'll move Aiden Gould in motion to the left, and Gould will get the handoff. Gould still on his feet, powering ahead, and Aiden Gould is going to get knocked out at about the 24-yard line.
But a very determined run there by Aiden Gould. He kept his legs moving. He was able to break a tackle and make a positive play. And it looks like the Cougars are wanting to get that jet sweep on film. So there's got to be a counter to that maybe in the back pocket for next week, I would think.
Yeah, for those Section 5 fans watching today's action, there was a jet sweep, handoff, flea flicker combo that Pittsford ran early in that game against McQuaid. So you got to expect HFL could possibly add a wrinkle to that play that involves a reverse or potentially even a pass play. As now 3rd and 17 for HFL, doubles formation. Young collects the snap. He's going to throw it. And it looked like that was tipped by somebody on the defensive line.
Yep, I'm not sure if it was number 60 there for the Cougars, Aiden Reed, or possibly number 72, Tyler Beals. But good job by the Red Raiders to get the pressure and knock the pass down. So this is interesting. They're going for the 40-yard field goal here, Peter.
40-yard attempt.
Okay, they're going with a different holder. I was going to say I don't see Wazenreed out there. Number 61 for the Cougars, that's Charlie Kirby, is going to be holding this this field goal attempt. Snap, hold, and this one's just going to be short.
The Cougars will turn over on down.
So Cougars miss the field goal attempt, and they'll give the ball back to Pal Mack. 5:16 left in the fourth quarter.
Carbonell didn't seem too upset, though. He still was there for a chest bump with Reese Joint. Coming over from soccer, he might be glad just to be on the field, although has not been his best night. If you need to nitpick the Cougars tonight, maybe the kicking operation is an area that in a closer game against Batavia you want to tidy up. Coach Russ will find a few things on the film and areas to focus on.
So 1st and 10 for Palmac at the 20-yard line. Ashton Rutland, the man in motion, Lent hands off. And that's Sam Wiseman on the carry. He'll pick up 2 yards on 1st down.
Wiseman's been a busy man this second half. He's probably carried the ball 10 times.
And it was Yvonne Reynolds-Diaz who had that huge first run to start this game, and pretty much since it's been Sam Wiseman, like you said, Steve.
And, you know, you and I both commented at halftime when that first play from scrimmage, Palmac popped that big run. We thought, maybe this is going to be different than a few weeks ago, but it has turned out to be another great job by HFL.
And Lent hands off again to Wiseman, and he'll get tripped up just past the 1st down marker, so another 1st down run by Sam Wiseman. So that'll move the chains, and clock continuing to roll, now closing in on the 4-minute mark of the 4th quarter.
Yep, and I think that that clock's going to keep moving. I think both teams are content with that.
So Lent yet again hands off to Wiseman. He cuts up through the middle of the field, beats the safety. It's now a foot race. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's in. Touchdown! Palmac breaks the goose egg wide open, and they find the end zone. What a run there by Sam Wiseman. With 3:53 to go, Palmac gets on the board.
Fantastic run by Sam Wiseman. He showed some speed there. He ran by the safety. He cut back. He had nothing but green in front of him. It looked like a couple of Cougars may have had an angle, but he was able to take it all the way. Nice big run. I had that at 58 yards, so that great touchdown there for Sam Wiseman. Nice memory for him.
Quinn Nolan will hold for Ashton Rutland.
So here's the PAT attempt, and it is up and good. And that was Brendan Moquin
Left in the 4th.
for the point after attempt. So score now 33-7. Palmac gets on the board with 3:53 to go in the game.
And Sam Wiseman deserved that touchdown. He's been working hard all second half. He hasn't given up at first contact anytime. And he was determined to take it all the way there. It's a very impressive run.
So quick out-of-town scoreboard update. It's in the 3rd quarter between Batavia and Newark, and Batavia is holding on to that lead. It stands right now 36-7. So if the scores here hold, we will see a Batavia HFL championship game next weekend on May 1st. Time to be determined later this week here. Probably some point Monday or Tuesday will be announced officially by Section 5. Varsity Media will be carrying that championship game, which again, HFL, the number 1 seed, will host that game. They made an appearance in their first ever championship game in district history a season ago. They fell to Livonia 12-0. So this has been a moment that the Cougars have been working towards for a very long time, considering that game was played in November of 2019, as we have a kickoff for the Red Raiders. HFL potentially expecting a onside attempt, and it is. Takes a high bounce, and Andrew Childs jumps up for it, and he'll field it at about midfield. So nice special teams play there for the Cougars to thwart any additional offensive possessions for Palmac.
And that was really good execution on the onside kick attempt, too. That Moquin got that second big hop where that's what you want, kind of the kangaroo hop where the other team has to make a play, and Childs was there, and he did a good job. So it was really well done by both teams. And, Peter, I think we have need to remind folks, too, that this is actually a rematch of the 2019 semifinals where HFL beat Palmac to advance for the first time. So it's a second straight football season where they've met in the semifinals, and it looks like it's going to be the second straight time that the Cougars have come out on top.
So Brody Young will hand off to Ryan Gary. He's fighting as best he can to get back to the line of scrimmage, but ultimately he's going to be marked 1 yard behind that original line of scrimmage.
And you talk about Batavia with HFL looking for its first championship. Batavia has certainly been there quite a bit in the last several years with Coach Brennan Briggs. And I know that they lost to Palmac in sectionals in 2019. So they will be looking to get back there. And these two teams have really stood out to me since the beginning of the season. And it looks like that they are going to get a chance to match up together on the field to see who is the best team in Class B.
So clock now at 3 minutes left in the game. Young gonna pass it out to the far side. That's Killenbeck's, who's running along sideline, and he's gonna score. JT Killenbeck.
Wow, that's a fantastic effort by Killenbeck. You know, I think the point there was to just try and, execute a long handoff. But once Killenbeck got the ball on his hands and got to the far sideline, he made a couple of moves and he was gone.
And it was JT Killenbeck who scored that 52-yard punt return against Palmac the last time HFL played, and it's tonight now scoring as a wide receiver to bring the Cougars out in front, 39-7, pending extra point. 2:37 left in the fourth quarter.
And they're letting Reese Joint kick this.
Charlie Kirby the hold. Joint's kick is up, and it's good.
Joint puts it through with 2:37 left in the fourth.
So an impressive play there by Brody Young and JT Killenbeck, who did the majority of that on his own. And I think he is definitely putting his name in the mind of the coaches for next season as a guy that can be a playmaker with, the likes of Colt Green and Patrick Lustig and Mason Wandenreed moving on. Nolan Smith, only a sophomore. Nolan Smith and Killenbeck could be a pretty good combination for him next fall.
And I think the same can be said for the Red Raiders. I mean, they have a lot of youth on their team as well. So, again, this one's not going to end the way that they had hoped, and their season's going to end. But they'll come back in the fall with quite a bit of starters returning. So, they got to be optimistic coming into the offseason. HFL, they're definitely going to have a couple holes that they're going to have to fill. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and those back four defensive backs all will be graduating in June. But there have been plays made throughout the entire season for both Palmac and HFL by some of the sophomores and juniors that are on those teams. So, both these teams can be optimistic knowing we might be losing some top-tier talent, but, we're going to have guys who are going to step up to the plate and make plays.
I couldn't agree more with you, Peter. It's a great opportunity, too, for the sophomores that will be juniors in the fall and the juniors that will be seniors to get this experience.
So Carbonell's kick is going to be fielded by Daniel Hooper.
Strong return for Daniel Hooper.
He'll get out towards the 30-yard line with 2.5 minutes left in the game. We'll see what Palmac puts together here to end this one.
I think we'll see some more Wiseman, to be honest with you. He's been very strong the second half. He is a senior, and sometimes coaches like to reward the players that have been loyal to the program. So some more carries there. Send him out with some good memories. And just like that, he goes in motion, so he's not carrying this one.
And we do have a quarterback change for Palmac. They bring in number 10, Sky Wallace. He checks in at quarterback, and on that first snap, he takes the quarterback keep for a first down run. So quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Batavia scores yet again, now 43-7, as we have a penalty against Palmac, illegal shift, more than likely somebody wasn't lined up or they had two men in motion at the same time, so that'll negate that first down run.
And that's unfortunate. That was a really nice play by Sky Wallace. A very nice change of pace. He showed some good speed on that play, and a lot of teams are going with a direct snap to the Wildcat type quarterback, and he showed that he had a nice burst there, and he could be somebody. Well, he's a senior, so maybe that's a chance to get him get him the carry, get him a couple reps, and have some of those nice high school memories. Then they run it again.
Sky Wallace on the keep. He'll get a nice pickup of about 6-7 yards. Yeah, Sky Wallace has been a contributor to this Palmac defense all year. He's got 15 tackles, 16 assist tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries. I mean, he's been a consistent contributor for Palmac. They reward him here with the snaps at quarterback in the last 2 minutes of this one.
And he just ran off the field, and he got, a pat on the back from the coaching staff. It looks like, that's just kind of a reward for a job well done and being a good member of the program.
So Lent is going to keep it now, another quarterback keep, as he makes a man miss, and he'll get up towards the 46-yard line of the Raiders' territory.
Yeah, and he's shown the ability to do that a couple of times. So we know that there's potential there, and I think Coach Miniman wants to see continued development there, and that Lent might be the answer for them at quarterback in the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, Coach Miniman talked about how he has the depth of players where he doesn't have to make people play 2 ways, as Sam Wiseman running on first down, and he'll get a first down out towards the 44-yard line in HFL territory. Coach Miniman was telling us, hey, we have the luxury where we don't need to play guys 2 ways, and that way guys can just be more, have more energy and not tired out in the 3rd and 4th quarters playing 2 ways. So,
and it makes perfect sense, especially in a season where the window for preparation was 5 or 6 days. There were no normal weeks this week, and everything was kind of really thrown at everybody pretty fast. So, makes good sense.
Handoff there to Joshua Schaefer. Going to be close to a first down as we're under 30 seconds here left in the game. So that could be the last play of the game. It looks like Palmac will line up for one more snap here. 10 seconds. Wiseman moves in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to Josh Schaefer to end it. He's going to be tackled, but not after picking up a first down. So HFL is going to win it 40-7 and move on to the Section 5 Class B championship for the 2nd year in a row.
And nice job by the Cougars. They had a week off last week, so, it seemed to be their benefit. They could rest up, they could come out, execute their plan, and they look like a number 1 seed tonight. They no turnovers, only 3 penalties, and you're looking for them to play probably number 2 Batavian, the game everybody was looking for. And I think Pat Fahey just said the game will be Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, May 1st, 7 p.m. here at HFL. Cougars will, at this point, the way it looks, Batavia up 43-7. Cougars will host the Blue Devils. So HFL back in the Section 5 Class B championship. It's been over a year since they lost that game to Livonia. They're glad to be back. Before we sign off here from the Varsity Media Sports Network, do want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, Connors and Ferris and Lattimore Physical Therapy. Also want to give a special shout out to Ryan, our technical director, who's been operating the camera and working the behind the scenes part of the broadcast. Final score, 40-7 in favor of HFL. Steve, any closing thoughts?
I think that we're where we want to be. There's a game on Saturday that's going to have the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed. Honeywell Falls Lima has been dominant all season. Batavia's been pretty dominant all season, only 1 game, less than 10-point margin. So that should do it. And also thanks to both the coaching staffs and the athletic departments from HFL and Palmac. They were gracious enough with interviews, gave us some insight, and it was a pleasure to be here tonight and do this game. And we'll be back next week.
Yep, and like I said, Varsity Media will be carrying that final championship game, so be sure to check into their social media channels to figure out the links and schedules for that game. Again, so thanks for tuning in to the Varsity Media Sports Network. HFL moves on to the final. Final score here tonight, 40-7. Till next time, I'm Peter Carosa, joined alongside Steve Bradley.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Looking for a great way to commemorate this season's sectionals? Section 5 Athletics is excited to work with Mugs & More to offer a variety of apparel options for each sport and each season. Items include graphics specifically developed to feature the sport and year, including items such as hoodies, hats, pants, and more. Apparel for each season is available for a limited time, so don't miss your chance. Visit section5.org/mugsandmore to see the many options and place your order today.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Craig Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.